Hey everyone, welcome to the Now and Then Some podcast with Robin and Kaley. I'm your host, Robin.
And I'm your other host, Kaley.
And here we talk about everything from now and then.
And then some.
That's right. So what are we talking about this week, Kels?
Well, I had a nice little weekend, so why don't I talk about my weekend?
Please do.
Okay. I got to see some of my favorites from back home and their sweet little munchkins.
Oh, the little ones.
Yes, little Amias and little baby Kai.
Those are good names.
Yes, Amias and Kai, and they are the cutest little boys.
They are. You show me pictures of them all the time. They are so cute.
They're so dang cute. And
I need some babies in my life. I got one baby in my life and one like 2-year-old. But I need like some more babies.
You need some more little infants.
Little ones.
We went and rode the train around their grandparents' neighborhood. It's in Round Rock. They have like a little like train. It's like a 10-minute train ride.
Is that in Old Settlers in Round Rock?
Sounds familiar. Maybe.
Yeah, I think the Old Settlers Park has a train.
Yeah, and it's like a little 10-minute ride, and they have this like little makeshift tunnel with a shipping container.
Cute.
And so you get all excited, woo, as you go through the tunnel. And the kids loved it. So it was a really good time.
That's great.
And then Robin, another thing that happened to me, I flipped on Friends as per usual. And it was my second favorite episode of Friends that was on.
Do tell.
The one where Phoebe seduces Chandler, and it's the one where they don't know that we know that they know.
They don't know that we know that they know.
Yes, it's my second favorite episode.
That's a great episode.
Behind the trivia for the apartment.
Yeah.
And I just, every time when Joey just rips the buttons off Phoebe's shirt, and he's like, I've done that before.
She's like,
oh, you didn't even mess up a button. And she's like walking in on Chandler like this. It's so good. So good.
Love it.
Yeah. So I was going to ask you the reason why I was bringing up Friends. Have you continued on?
No, I get in these ruts where I ignore everything else for like one thing. And
she does.
The one thing that I've been ignoring everything for is Love Island Australia.
Oh, you started it.
I'm on like episode 20.
She didn't just start it. She went ham on it.
Yeah, so I've been binging that. It's only up to episode I think 12 on Hulu, but yeah, I might have paid for a VPN, and
of course you did.
It's just really annoying to watch it on the Australia whatever outlet
website.
It's like that like it's not like a smooth picture.
Oh, and choppy.
It's
choppy.
That
would drive me nuts.
I know. Once I kind of got used to it and accepted it. It has served itself well for being more in the background, and I don't have to actually pay that much attention to watching it.
Yeah.
Because when I do, I'm like, a little thrown off.
Yeah.
But I can still have it in my AirPods and, clean, put away all the laundry.
Right. Just peek over when you need to.
Yes, exactly. Or when I can't tell who's talking because I'm not that familiar with them.
Right.
Even now, or a bombshell comes in, I'm like, who is that? So, yeah, that's really what I've been up to.
Okay. Well, I would ask that you maybe watch a couple episodes of Friends if you can to bring us where you're at.
Okay.
And come back.
I will.
Okay.
Promise.
Don't worry. I'll cover the Friends content when she doesn't watch.
Okay. Deal.
Okay. What about you? Anything to add before we get into it?
No, I think we can get into the now.
Let's get into the then.
The then, sorry.
To the then.
It's only our 13th time doing this.
Okay. My and then is the Mancala game.
Okay, I saw that on your notes because you sent me over your notes. It sounds familiar, but I don't.
Could have been called Kala.
Nope.
Okay. I've heard it been called both.
Okay.
So it's the game. There's a wooden board with little divots in it that have marbles in each of the divots. Oh. And you move them.
Yeah. Wait, do you move them? You try to get across the board?
Try to get it into your little home base.
Yeah.
And then you can go around and it 1v1.
So is it like a sort of checkers?
No.
Okay.
Definitely not.
Because checkers, you go across.
Yeah.
This you're saying you go around.
This is like a little wooden board and you're going around, but there's 2 home bases on the side with little marbles. You're trying to get your marbles in before your opponent gets their marbles.
Yeah.
You want to get the most marbles in your home base.
Yeah.
It's a very, very strategic game.
Much like a lot of other, well, I would say the lesser strategic version is like Sorry or Trouble or one of those, like you try to get around.
Sure, it's not a board. It's not a big old board game.
Right.
Though. It's like
just
this
like a little wooden thing.
I'm probably not describing this well at all, but it's a very strategic game. And the reason why it's my and then is because I played the absolute shit out of it growing up. And even in school. So we had Mancala tournaments in school. Now,
wow.
Robin, I'm about to tell you how serious I was about this game. So in, I believe, 3rd and 4th, 5th, and 6th grade. 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. You had a Mancala representative from your school go to the district tournament.
Wow.
I know that sounds nerdy. I know that sounds ridiculous.
Like what?
But it was a thing.
Okay.
And let me tell you that I was the Mancala champion that went to the district tournament.
Yeah, you were.
Multiple times.
They called it Mancala.
I went multiple times. I was so competitive, as I still am now, but back then it was a Mancala, and it was a very strategic game. Like, I was dialed in. I had a strategy. Like, if I went first, this was my move, and I was winning every time.
Right.
If I went second, it got a little hairy sometimes because I didn't have the guarantee. Oh,
Right.
Robin, it was wild.
That's fun.
And so we would play in class, like to see who was going to represent that class. Then the class winners would play each other in a tournament.
I bet the teachers love that. Like, it's Mancala Day.
It's Mancala Day. We had Mancala, and then there was Abalone and Connect Four. Those were like the three games that like people would go to tournaments.
I've never heard of Abalone.
Black and White.
Othello.
I don't know.
You have to like surround them, and then you get to flip theirs. If you get one on either end of black, you get to turn the ones in the middle black.
I don't think so.
Oh.
Different one.
Okay.
But Abalone was
I was
black
gonna bring
and white.
that up.
Yeah, it was black and white, like marbles.
Oh, okay.
And it was...
These are like flat pieces on like a grid. And
it might
you
be
just
similar.
Could like place it wherever. Almost like the dots game where you make the square.
Okay.
So if you got, like, let's say if I triangulated you, I could do this whole line and that whole line would flip. And then when the board was full, whoever had the most of their color would win.
Okay.
That's pretty fun.
Different game,
Yeah.
but might have some similarities.
Yeah.
Also very strategic. So I have a funny story, though, outside of me just being obsessed with Mancala and going to the tournaments. And I have trophies at my house still. Mancala champion.
Love that.
Me. In the 5th grade, so there was this boy in my class who had a crush on me. I will not be naming any names here, but there was this boy in my class.
Chad.
It wasn't Chad.
You're like, not Chad.
No. So he had a crush on me, and he was extremely intelligent and very competitive.
Of course.
And he was the representative for the class or for the grade to go to the district tournament for both Abalone and Mancala. Like, he beat me in the championship to go to the tournament. And so he had to choose, though. He had to choose because it was the same day. It was a tournament for the district.
That was which
and
one he wanted to do.
And he had a crush on me. So what do you think he chose? He chose Abalone so that I could go for Mancala.
Aww.
Very
Spoiler
sweet.
alert, they're married. Just kidding.
Spoiler alert, we're not.
Just kidding.
Also, spoiler alert, and you may take this out. It was my high school sweetheart, but in the 5th grade.
Wow. Aw, that's cute.
Yeah.
That's cute.
It was my high school sweetheart, but he did it for me in the 5th grade before I liked him. Long ago.
Small town living.
Small town living, baby. Anyway, so my aunt then is Mancala. I was very obsessed, and if I got back into it, I'd probably become obsessed again.
Let's play some Mancala, baby.
And I love strategic games. Like, I love to be thinking. So I might have to break it out. You know what I mean?
Sounds good.
All right, what you got?
So mine's a little vague, but we'll see where this takes us. Just like the games that we would play at sleepovers. Like Bloody Mary, you say it in the mirror.
Oh my God, I never know.
Light as a feather, stiff as a board. Light as a feather, stiff as a board. Light as a feather. Did you ever do that?
No, Robin, I was terrified of this. If they did it, I would walk out of the room.
Everybody would put like one finger or two fingers underneath somebody, and they would say light as a feather, stiff as a board. And then you could like raise them up. Which there was probably 10 of us, and this person probably weighed like 40 pounds.
It's probably real easy to just...
I'm not convinced that I have a solid memory of us ever being successful, but I have a blurry, fuzzy memory of us being successful. But I could have told myself that, you know?
Right.
And then, did you ever mess with a Ouija board?
God, no.
Yeah.
I'm terrified of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No,
like
any crazy stories. I've heard some crazy
One time
shit.
I was at a sleepover and someone broke out a Ouija board, and I literally left. I was like, I'm sorry. They were dead set on doing it. It was dark. I was young. I was like, I am outie. So it was just never my thing. The Bloody Mary thing, if someone started doing it in the bathroom, I ran out.
I never did that either.
It scared the living bejesus out of me.
So I was thinking about this because I know we already talked about sardines. But just like the other, just ways that we would occupy our time.
Oh my God.
In the absence of, current available forms of entertainment.
Yes.
Like, we have pictures of us. We made saran wrap dresses. Each of us had a different color of saran wrap. We have another one where, because we always did fashion shows. So it was always like, how can we level up? How can we make this fashion show different?
Yeah.
Of one, photo shoot of us where we all had gel in our hair and had put it in weird shapes on our faces and weird things. And then we would make her parents, because this was normally at my friend Christine's house, we'd make her parents come out and watch us.
The amount of shows.
Take pictures.
Yes, the amount of shows that we put on for our parents, and they had to sit there. The same choreographed dance that we spent hours on. Oh, no, we messed up. We got to start over. And they're like, we get it.
Yes. I think that's why my mom was like, let me set up the camcorder, the huge camcorder for you on the tripod.
So they didn't have to
plug it into the TV.
Yeah.
So they didn't have to deal with it. We could just see ourselves perform. And that was good enough for us.
Right.
I mean, we did some weird videos. Like,
oh, no, Robin. Yeah. I have this
Man from Milwaukee by Mbop. My friend Emma put on a bald cap.
Oh, no.
And we got a little yellow walkie-talkie. You know the song? He's been talking too long on his yellow walkie-talkie.
Yep.
I just have so many fun memories of just the randomest songs. We were like, this is clearly the move.
I have this one video, which I will not be naming because I don't need anyone going to watch this video if they haven't already seen it. And it's on YouTube. You'll never find it with my name. So anyway, it was us 5.
Challenge.
I can't even say what we called ourselves because then you'd find it.
Okay.
But it was me and 4 of my friends, and we
did you call yourselves the Lake Jackson 5?
We did not,
because that's a good name.
Sounds like a Lake Jackson 5 that got killed. Or
like
something.
no. You know, like the Jackson 5, like Michael Jackson.
Oh my God, I didn't even think of that.
No, missed opportunity.
Dang, we messed up. Anyway, we have this video that has been put on YouTube by one of the members of the crew. I was not happy once I found out that
that's a clue.
That they that they put it on the YouTube, but it's on the YouTube.
Okay.
And it's this video of us doing dances to several different songs.
Yeah.
It choreographed. I mean, we were up in the middle of the night filming this. Like,
I love it.
Ridiculous.
I love it.
Ridiculous.
It's such a better way to spend time than on social media.
I agree 100%. Like, I hope that if I have kids one day that they do these weirdo things that we did that are just like fun and innocent and great with their friends.
I need my mom to dig out some to show my daughter so she can get some inspo.
Inspo.
Okay.
That's
right. All I had.
Let's go to the now.
Let's do it. All right, I got my notes out because we are going to start with the Golden Bach, which it has killed me to not talk to you about.
We literally haven't even brought it up one time, and I watched it that night. Like, I watched it. Me too. I was,
Me too. Okay.
My first comment is I would like to eat all of the words I have said.
I know.
All season.
Rewind.
All season long, I need to eat all the words because, wow, was I apparently way off base.
Yeah, we both were. I mean, spoiler.
Oh, yeah. Spoiler.
Teresa won. Teresa.
Robin, when it happened, I was like, what?
Yeah, I mean,
I really want to hear your thoughts because I have some thoughts and I wonder if we have the same thoughts.
We might. It was just so sad. Watching him break Leslie's heart was the saddest thing I've ever seen. I'm not quite sure how he got to that decision other than recency bias or the families or their commonalities. I'm not convinced.
Me neither.
I'm not convinced. And they're going to get married on TV.
I thought that was, and that makes me question things even more that they're like, look how happy we are. We're getting married in a month on TV. I'm like,
It just didn't seem like the right move.
And you know what, Robin? I'm going back to what I brought up last time.
But with all that said.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
We're happy for them.
Of course.
Good for them.
Good for them. If they're truly happy and it's truly right for them, then I am truly happy for them.
So let's just put that out there in the universe. But with that said, go ahead.
With that said, I go back to what I've said the last couple episodes of Gary literally we don't even know what else he told Leslie in the suite. What he said out loud outside of the fantasy suite was that she was the one and he wanted to spend his life with her. He said that word for word.
And she brought that up, and then she brought up and the things that you said to me.
So imagine if he said that out loud, what else he said in that suite. I'm sorry. That's a no from me.
It does make me wonder because there is speculation they were trying to cancel Gary.
Oh, yeah. Some stuff has come out.
Somebody came out that they were in a relationship just very shortly, a few months, maybe 2 months after his wife passed away, and that he treated her very poorly. And, ABC's been painting this picture, and we've all been
I've been eating it up.
Yeah, that Gary is just the perfect man, just the
sweet, old grandpa
of a golden bachelor. He's the goldeniest, but he's human. He's human. But you start to see, you hear that, you see how he treated Leslie. I do feel like it really affected him too. You could tell he was genuinely upset.
Oh,
and he did have to make a decision. Someone's heart was going to get broken.
It was going to suck either way. It was going to be heartbreaking no matter what. Yeah. I just go back to he said those things to her. He didn't say all that stuff to Teresa. So what switch flipped?
He didn't even
say,
why and
where?
Love you. He didn't even say I love you to her until like right
the
near
very
the
end. That's what I'm saying. What switch flipped? What happened that we didn't see, or what? I think where he completely switched gears.
And even his kids, at least in their confessional.
Yes.
But also it could be recency bias, right? That they met Teresa first and then Leslie, and she was more fun, and they're like, that's who I want to picture my dad with.
Totally.
But maybe there was something around like him having to really, I mean, I'm sure he had to really grapple with this decision. And I'm not sure. I wonder if he thought to himself, is this lust or is this long-term love? Which one of these is going to be the long-term, spend the rest of my life with, can't live without love? Yeah. And maybe he saw some red flags. Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe, but I just don't think he should have said all that stuff then. I'm sorry. I'm gonna hold on to that. I get that, like, in the moment you want to say some stuff, but he only said that to her. He didn't. If he was saying it to both of them, not saying that's good either. Yeah. But at least I would have maybe seen it coming a little bit more and made more sense in my brain. But because he only said that really extreme stuff to
we were convinced as the audience, too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I think that, I mean, I just really appreciated the way she handled it, even though it was heartbreaking that, you know, and I appreciated that he came back in and told her one-on-one.
I agree.
With cameras. But not in the big moment with the gown, the $60,000 gown.
Oh, yeah. I agree.
And I loved when she was like, well, she called him out. Everything you told me the other night was a complete and utter lie.
I was like, tell him, sister, tell him.
She was crying so hard, and he was like, you can't think that. And she goes, I can think whatever the fuck I want.
I said, yes. Yes, honey. Yes.
So, yeah, I mean, my heart broke for him, too. He was very upset by her reaction. I mean, it was just sad.
When they were showing it, they showed Jesse's face in the bottom left corner, and he's just like this. Mm-hmm. I'm like, yes, shake your head at him, Jesse, because, again, based on what we saw, it looked, I think that she had every right to feel completely blindsided.
And, like, even, like, his daughters in the background at the live event, you could tell they were, like, not into it. Also, okay, leading up to him coming out, or leading up to maybe the final moment of the proposal and Teresa coming out. Yeah. I thought, like, did she die? Like, Jesse kept being like,
oh, what do you mean?
I was like, did it not work out with Teresa? Did she, like...
Oh, because he was saying, like, this is going to change the Bachelor universe.
Is so shocking. Wait till there was no shock.
No.
He proposed to Teresa and she said yes.
No, the only shock was...
Gary's face backstage looked...
Oh, he looked distraught.
I was like, are we about to hear some terrible news? Like, did she get hit by a bus?
See, I thought they broke up. Mm-hmm. That's what I thought the shock was. Do you know what the shock was? They're getting married on TV. Woohoo. Whoopsie daisy.
Yeah, like, sorry. In less than a month.
Sorry, I sound kind of like a bitch right now, but like, I'm just not bought in on it.
I was like, what is happening? Like, everybody in the audience looks so stoic. His daughters look so stoic. I think their facial expression was just like, whoop-de-doo, it's Teresa. Kind of like you just were.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I would like to make I feel this way, but I also would like to apologize if it's coming off as me being a bitch.
I just feel like it was over the top. And then she comes out there and she said, I knocked his boots off.
Oh, I hated that.
With my kisses.
I hated it.
She's just so cheesy.
Yeah, then that just sounds like, ew. That was a cringe for me. Like, come out and talk about, like, you knocked his boots off in the fantasy suite. Like, cringe.
Cringe.
It wouldn't matter how old you were. Cringe.
No, very cringe. Mm-mm. And I really was hoping that with how emotional this whole ride has been for them and the audience, that they would maybe take a step back and think, is this the best format for this age group, or should we maybe do like a paradise situation? But no, they love, I mean, it's been a wildly successful version of the franchise, so they're already casting again.
For the Golden Bachelorette. Mm-hmm. So do you think it's going to be...
Did they say for sure that it's going to be the Golden Bachelorette? Or has that just been speculation?
That's just been speculation. They haven't said for sure anything, but who do you think
Leslie. Yeah, it's got to be.
If she wants to do it, I think it'll be her.
Yeah, I think she'll be all about it.
Yeah, I think so too. Which I'm like, girl, get you a little...
Get you a man.
Yeah, it was rough, Robin. That was a rough...
It was a lot.
That was a rough time for me.
Yeah, I was in tears. Sobbing.
Oh, was that what the word? Sobbing.
Yeah, sobbing.
Yeah, it's over.
Was tough.
It's over. We'll see what happens.
I'm glad it's over. I'm not gonna lie.
It was a ride.
Yeah.
It was a ride.
Okay. So that was our big piece of the now. A couple other things we're going to touch on was Taylor Swift.
She was named Time Person of the Year.
Shocking.
Who else would it be at this point?
Yeah, but happy for your girl.
Happy for your girl. She brought her cat to the photo shoot. Aww. I'm like, you go.
Yeah, I didn't look into it too much. I just saw a couple little blurbs. But
yeah, so I think she posted it. She was like, when they ask you to be Time Person of the Year and your first question is, can I bring my cat? That's hilarious.
So Taylor.
Yeah, so she had one picture with her cat wrapped around her neck. It was so cute.
I'm going to go look at it right after this.
I don't remember if it was Meredith or Olivia, which cat it was.
Which cat.
Also, but I just love that she named her cats after Olivia Benson and Meredith Grey. That's amazing. Iconic. And then she talked about Travis and gave a little bit of an update on their timeline of their relationship, that obviously like her coming to the game was not their first meetup, even though that was the only thing we knew.
Oh.
She said that she's like, our first meetup is not going to be me going to his game.
Right.
Hello.
That makes sense.
It was just the first time we saw it.
Did she talk about the fact that she's living with him?
I don't think so. I didn't see anything about that.
Okay. I was just wondering because I'm not sure how confirmed that is, but I keep hearing it, that she's living at his mansion.
Yeah, I don't think she talked about that from what I read.
Well, I'm going to go check it out. I think it's great that she's having this moment and that it's her first interview in 4 years.
Oh, you know what else she said? Oh my God, I'm so freaking excited.
What?
That the vault songs, the vault tracks for Reputation are going to be fire. Those were her words.
Did she give a hint around timeline?
No.
Oh. She's been tricking people.
But the vault songs are going to be fire.
I mean, imagine.
I'm so
the ones
excited.
That she chose not to put on that album?
She said that she compared them to like collecting Horcruxes, like her vault songs. I was like, what? She's like, I have just been like picking my vault songs, like I'm collecting Horcruxes out here.
A Harry Potter
I'm like,
reference.
Yes, Taylor. So
girl.
I'm very, very excited.
I'm pumped.
Very excited for those to come out. I'm waiting on a timeline.
What about like a New Year's Day drop?
Ooh, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
I could see her doing that. Mm-hmm. Or like combining it with the movie release coming out
on her birthday. Mm-hmm. I'm also love that. So the sooner the better, in my opinion.
Yeah, we're here for it. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the last thing that I just wanted to bring up real quick was that Ariana Madix from Vanderpump Rules, Scandival of it all, is going to be, well, first the finale happened for Dancing with the Stars, and she got 3rd place.
I know. She killed it.
Which is great. Mm-hmm. And she has been cast as Roxy Hart in Chicago on literal Broadway.
I love Chicago.
I know, me too.
I love Chicago.
Love it. So that's going to be in New York January through March of next year.
So where are you going to try to go?
I would love to go. Maybe we can
finagle a trip out there?
Yeah, maybe something else that we both love that is also based in New York might have something going on.
Oh, maybe.
Can you imagine?
That would be amazing.
That would be amazing. So just wanted to bring that up before we exited the now.
Okay, so what's next?
Fantasy football.
Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Robin.
Well, Kaley.
I lost.
Womp, womp.
And I am pissed off about it. Oh, I feel very strongly this week.
Okay.
Because I beat every single other person in the league by 20 points plus. But
besides
I lost.
Your opponent?
Yes, besides my opponent.
Brutal.
It's so frustrating. Like, I am fuming. Fuming.
I would be too.
And to make matters worse, Patrick Mahomes sucked yet again. I'm tired of it.
Did you notice how you stopped calling him Patty Pie and now he is Patrick Mahomes?
Now he's getting his full name called.
That's
because
how you know you're in trouble.
Patrick, I don't know his middle name, Mahomes.
Patrick Loser Mahomes.
Yeah, Patrick Loser Mahomes. He sucked again.
Damn.
I'm so mad.
I know. But it's one of those things where like you can't give up on him now because then he's going to go off.
Oh, yes, because I had that happen. So I sat DK Metcalf because the week before, he scored 6 points.
Right.
So I'm like, you made the bench, buddy.
Yeah.
39 points on my bench. On my bench, Robin.
Ouchie.
On my bench.
That hurts my soul.
So that's freaking frustrating in itself. And now I'm back to the age-old question of, do I play Patrick Loser Mahomes or do I play Herbie Fully Loaded?
Patrick L. Mahomes.
I'm going to find out his middle name before next episode. But yeah, now I'm back to my dilemma of, and I'm leaning a certain way. I don't know if I'll go this way, but I am leaning towards Herbie Fully Loaded because they're playing against Denver and the Chiefs are playing against Buffalo. And Buffalo's defense is a lot better than Denver's defense.
Yeah.
And if you look at the Proj, as you like to say, they are projected the same.
I got her.
They are projected the same amount of points. So it could go either way. So I'm just going to have to go with my gut feeling going into Sunday what the move is. Right now, leaning towards Herbie Fully Loaded. So we'll see.
Okay. Patrick Turds Mahomes.
God. I'm going to find out, y'all. I'm going to find out. But yeah, I'm pretty upset. I'm still obviously in the playoffs.
Right.
which starts next week for me. Not this week, but next week.
Yeah, mine too.
We'll see.
Okay.
That's, yeah.
Same.
No, Robin.
Literally.
Where are the winds?
I know. I think we flew too close to the sun, Kaley.
We were like too much on a high.
We've been Icarus, we're falling.
It's bad.
So I lost bad. I had Dallas Diego Thursday night. They got -4.
You know, when you start off with a negative, it's hard to feel good after that.
It ain't great. And then just to give you the rundown, like Eckler, Gibbs, Waddle, and Njoku, all between 1 and 5 points. Wow. And then the stars. Eckler was 2.7. Yeah, big yikes. The stars, I guess. Amon Ross St. Brown did well. And Jordan Love got me 24 points.
Hey.
I know.
So did you look at, what was his name? Levis? The other guy that
no, I didn't.
Okay. I guarantee Jordan Love did better.
That's what I was leaning toward, and Kaley talked me out of it.
I watched Jordan Love play, and I was thinking,
yeah. And then A-Chan, he's back, baby. 22.3.
Woo-woo.
But I still lost by 25 points.
Holy.
Yeah, so it wasn't great. So for next week, I picked up the Packers D because they were playing against the Giants.
Nice.
And now I'm also in a pickle.
I almost did that, but I picked up Texans D because... Okay. Well, first off, I'm a Houston Texans fan, and they're playing the Jets, which are also bad. So it kind of worked out.
Well, so I have a conundrum because Love is obviously playing against the Giants. And Jackson is playing against the Rams. But the internet is not helpful because Love is moving up in the power rankings. Jackson is moving down slightly. But Jackson is still proged for like 3 points more. And when I do that Google search and it gives you the percentage, it's 100% saying Jackson. But then if you read the little commentary on the ESPN app, it's like, Love, yeah, maybe. And it's, no, wait, other way around. It's like, Jackson, maybe. He'll probably be fine. And it's like, Love, 100%. He's going to be awesome against the Giants D, blah, blah, blah. So they're all saying opposite things. And normally I would just go with the proj, but then, and that would be Jackson. And that's what the internet says for the majority. But then Love is playing against the Giants defense.
My gut is telling you to go Jackson.
Okay. I probably will.
Okay. That's just my gut. But
it just feels weird after him doing so well for me last week,
totally
going against like the worst defense and me not playing him.
No, totally hear you. I think it's a good dilemma to have.
Maybe I should find somebody whose quarterback is doing shittily and actually propose a trade.
I was going to say, do you want Patrick Loser Mahomes? I'm just kidding.
Pass.
You're like, no, actually I don't. Yeah.
I'll pass because he cannot. So yeah, that's it. Only up from here, Kaley.
God, I hope so.
All right, well, let's take it to the now and then, our recommendations.
Yeah. All right. My recommendation is a show, House of Dragons.
Oh, love.
Freaking good. It's the prequel.
Major prequel.
Like way prequel.
Like
the prequel to Game of Thrones. It was out last year.
The great grand prequel.
Yes, I like that. It was out last year, right? It came out.
I think so, yeah. That feels about right, like a year ago.
Yeah, around a year ago. And the reason why I'm recommending it now is because the season 2 teaser just dropped.
Oh, right.
And it comes out early summer of 2024.
Why do they do that to us?
I know.
Like, you clearly have it done.
You have it pretty much ready, right?
If you're ready to cut a teaser reel.
It was a very short teaser reel, but
also I'm sure they know like when the market is, that's like booming. The ideal time, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's coming out early summer, so.
Very exciting.
My rec is that. I'm trying to hold off on the rewatch until a little closer, although I'm like ready to rewatch right now. I still might do it.
Well, if you're itching to rewatch, why don't you rewatch Game of Thrones?
That's
you don't have to watch them all. You can skip around. Like start near the beginning, but you don't have to watch every single episode.
I've been thinking about doing this as well because except for the ending, I loved Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I was fully in on Game of Thrones. But it is a commitment.
For sure.
To say the least.
Yeah. But if you need to get your fix, just, pop on a light episode like The Red Wedding.
A light episode.
Just while you're cleaning. Just have it on in the background.
Yes, totally. The problem is if I turn on an episode, then I'm going to be like, okay, I'm doing the rewatch. Like, we're doing it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, my rec is House of Dragons.
This would just become a Game of Thrones podcast.
Yeah, I would be talking about it. It would be bad.
We could do like
it will be good, but
a sub-series.
we add a segment that's just Game of Thrones. Anyway, so House of Dragons, really, really good.
Yeah.
ridiculously good.
Fantastic. You don't need to have watched Game of Thrones
No.
to watch this. If you're like,
No.
because of what we just said, Game of Thrones feels like a bigger commitment.
Yeah.
But you're intrigued. Maybe you're interested. Maybe you want to be a part of the conversation.
Yep.
You can rewatch the first episode or the first season, and by the time the second one comes out, you can
House of Dragons, you only have one season to watch, and it's totally consumable and so freaking good.
It's so good, and then you're going to get the itch, and then you're going to want to watch Game of Thrones, so it is kind of a gateway drug.
Which also...
Be warned.
That's a good way. Yeah. Gateway drug. But also, like, if you have to watch Game of Thrones, you have to watch Game of Thrones.
Right.
It's like...
Poor you.
Oh, darn. Like, I wish I could kind of erase it from my memory and start over. Yes.
I'm sure
I feel that way about a lot of shows.
Yeah. I've seen it twice all the way through, so I do feel like...
You have? I've only done once.
I do feel like, well, maybe not all of it, but certainly, like, some of the bigger, more, you know, like... I think I rewatched some of them while I was waiting for the next season. So here and there.
Yep.
I don't think I rewatched the last season, but...
Well, I don't blame you.
I mean, I've watched it enough to where I feel... Oh, and I read the books. So I watched it enough to where I feel like I remember so much, but I'm sure I'm wrong. I'm sure if I were to rewatch it, there would be a lot of moments or things that I would be like, oh my gosh.
Because it's heavy. It's a lot. In a good way.
Yes.
In a good way.
Mm-hmm. Great rec.
Thank you.
I'm going to say that's mine too, because I didn't bring anything.
Robin doesn't have one.
I did not read anything. I didn't watch anything.
You haven't even started my ACOTAR?
No, I will though. I will.
Sure.
All right, I will start it this weekend.
I'm just kidding. Take your time. Take your time, because I'm still working through that 700 pager over
I
here.
do want to. I need to peel myself away from the trash TV and read a good book.
It is a good break for me. I feel, you know what, Robin? I feel a little less bad about myself, because I'm like, balance. It's all about balance. Yes. Trash TV, and I'm reading though, so it's all good. You know,
you're a wholesome person,
right? Well-rounded.
That's the word I was looking for.
I'm also wholesome. Thanks,
and also
Robin.
Wholesome. Thanks. All right. Well, I guess that wraps it up then.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks everyone for watching and listening. Make sure you follow us and like and comment on all the things.
All the things.
And what are all those things?
Instagram, TikTok, Spotify, Apple Podcast, YouTube.
That's right. And we will talk to y'all next week.
See y'all next week.
Bye.